so it's there. So what is this thing doing? I don't even know what this is doing. I guess I'm live. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. What time is it? Okay, it's 9 o'clock and it says I'm live. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for anyone that is in the audience. Welcome. This is Caregiving Made Simple, day 4. Today is D for dignity. And the question is, how do we help without taking over? And I just want to say as a disclaimer, this is for educational purposes only. This is not medical advice, and individual needs may vary. Hello, and welcome back to Caregiving Made Simple, the ABCs of caregiving, presented by Two's Company Companion Care, together with servants who care. Before we get started, I just want to give a quick reminder. As I had already mentioned, that this is for educational purposes only. This is not medical advice, and individual needs and circumstances may vary. So we've made it to the letter D. I'm excited. And I want to start today's conversation with a question. How do you help someone without taking over? Because sometimes we can have the absolute best intentions and still accidentally take away someone's independence. Think about it. You walk into mom's house, you see the dishes in the sink. So what do? We wash them. We notice that the laundry has not been done. So we start doing the laundry. We see some mail on the table, we start to open it. We start organizing her appointments. We start deciding what needs to be done. And we think that we're helping. Meanwhile, mom is thinking, wait just a second. When did you become the boss of me? And that's where caregiving becomes complicated. Because we're thinking safety, which is huge, right? And our loved one is thinking independence, and that's huge to them. No one wants to lose their independence. We're thinking, I do not want you to fall. And they're thinking, I've been in this house for 30 years and I've done just fine. You're thinking, I'm trying to make this easier. And they're thinking, everybody is taking over my life. Neither person necessarily has bad intentions. So, how do we find that middle ground? Number one, remember that this is an adult. Getting older does not turn an adult into a child. Needing assistance doesn't turn an adult into a child. Your mother is still your mother. Your father is still your father. They've made decisions for decades. They've raised families, they've worked jobs, they've paid all the bills. They've made mistakes, and they've solved problems, and they've lived their lives. So pay attention to the way that you speak to them. Instead of saying, Mom, you can't do that anymore, try, Mom, I'm concerned about this. Can we talk about it? That's a very different conversation. And here's another thing, don't talk about someone as if they aren't sitting there. We've all seen this before. Someone asks the daughter, what does your mother want? And mom is sitting right there. When possible, ask her to speak up and to speak to the person. Don't speak around them. The second thing is ask before you do. Ask permission before you touch them. This is simple. And it can make a tremendous difference. Instead of walking into someone's home and immediately rearranging things, ask them, would you like some help? Instead of, you need somebody to come in here and do something. Try, what will make things a little bit easier at home? Instead of deciding what they need. What do you think about some help? One approach says, I'm taking control. The other one says, we're working together. Now, here's the third one. Give choices whenever possible. Sometimes something needs to happen. Maybe there's an appointment, okay? Could the person choose Would you rather let them choose? Would you rather go Tuesday morning or Wednesday afternoon? Maybe they need groceries. Ask them what they would like from the store instead of just deciding what they want. Maybe they need a little help around the house. It would be nice to say, maybe a little bit of help would be useful. Ask what they would like first. Small choices may not seem important to us, but choices give people a sense of control. And when someone feels like they're losing control in areas of their lives, those choices can matter. Fourth, let people do what they can still do. Caregiving doesn't automatically mean that you do everything for them. If someone can safely make their own sandwich, let them make it. If they can choose their own clothes, let them choose them. If they can fold the towels, let them fold the towels. If they can participate in preparing a meal, let them participate. If they can answer a question about their own care, let them answer. Besides, it's their body. Sometimes caregiving isn't, I'll do it for you. Sometimes caregiving is, I'm right here if you need me. That's a very different kind of support. So the fifth thing is what's underneath the no. So here's the question: what happens when you offer help? Does mom say no? Dad says, I don't need anybody in the house. Our first reaction may be, they're just being stubborn. But wait, remember what we've been learning throughout this whole series. Behavior can communicate something. Maybe the concern is privacy. Maybe it's embarrassment. Maybe it's money. Excuse me. Maybe it's fear. Maybe they don't want a stranger in their home. Maybe they're thinking, if I accept help, does that mean that my family thinks that I can't take care of myself anymore? Or maybe they're afraid that accepting a little help at first is the first step towards someone making them leave their home. So instead of arguing the no, try asking, what concerns you about getting some help? Or what would make you feel more comfortable? Don't just fight the no. Find out what's underneath the no. Number 6, dignity doesn't mean ignoring safety. Safety is a big one, you guys. Now, this is where caregiving can get difficult. Respect someone's independence. It Respecting someone's independence doesn't mean that we're ignoring serious safety concerns. There may be situations involving significant medical concerns, cognitive changes, unsafe conditions, or questions about someone's ability to make particular decisions. Those situations may require evaluation and guidance from the appropriate healthcare, legal, or other qualified professional. That's why caregiving isn't always black and white. We're constantly balancing safety and independence, protection and choice, help and autonomy, and sometimes there isn't a perfect answer. Number 7, caregiving, caregivers, need dignity and boundaries too. So let's turn that around because dignity doesn't only apply to the person giving the care or receiving the care. Caregivers matter too, so it applies to both people, both parties. You are allowed to say, I love you, but I cannot safely do this by myself. I need some help. I can't be here 24 hours a day because we all have our own lives, we have jobs, and that's okay. There's help. It's okay to say I have to go to work and I have responsibilities and I need rest. Loving someone does not mean one person has to become their entire care system. That's why I keep talking about building a circle of support. Now, that circle might include family, friends, neighbors, community, church members, healthcare professionals when appropriate, community resources, and companion care services when appropriate. And that's where Two's Company Companion Care may be able to become a part of that circle, not to replace the family, not to take over someone's life, but to provide appropriate support, companionship, and connection while respecting the individual. Because sometimes the goal isn't let me do everything for you. The goal is how can we help to continue How can we help you to continue doing as much for yourself safely as possible? So today's caregiving made simple question is, here's what I want you to think about today. Am I helping this person do what they can, or am I automatically doing everything for them? And here's the challenge. The next time you're about to do something for an older loved one, stop for just a moment. Before you do it, ask, would you like help with this? Then give them the opportunity to answer. Because sometimes dignity starts with something incredibly simple, asking instead of assuming. That's D for dignity. But before you go, tomorrow is a big one. Tomorrow is the letter E. Now we're going to talk about eating. And here's the question that I want you to answer. You asked mom if she ate, and she said yes. But did she really eat? We're going to talk about changes in appetite, cooking for one, grocery shopping, hydration, medications, chewing and swallowing concerns, companionship during meals, and some of the things that families should be paying attention to. But that's not all we're doing tomorrow. I've got a bonus E for you guys, and that is the emergency kit. And this isn't going to be me just sitting here giving you a list. We're doing a full demonstration. I'm going to have the emergency kit right here with me. We're going to go through the items one by one. We're going to talk about what belongs in it: water, food, lighting, batteries, first aid supplies, important information, medication considerations, mobility needs, personal care needs, communication, and some of the special things families think about when they're preparing an emergency kit for an older adult or someone with additional care needs. So I'm going to ask you a big question. If you had 5 minutes to leave your home, what would you grab? 5 minutes. That's not a lot of time. So tomorrow we're doing two E's: E for eating and E for emergency kit. That's the bonus. So I'm going to ask you to join me tomorrow and to hang in there with me until the very end, because that's when we're going to go over the emergency kit. So make sure you're subscribed, turn on your notifications, and stay until the end, because you won't want to miss that bonus. My name is Demita. I'm the owner and founder of Two's Company Companion Care. Together with Servants Who Care, this is Caregiving Made Simple, the ABCs of caregiving. Now, the full disclaimer is this content is provided for general educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended to provide medical, nursing, legal, financial, emergency management, or other professional advice. Individual needs and circumstances may vary. Always consult an appropriate qualified professional regarding specific health care, safety medication, legal, nutritional, or emergency preparedness concerns. Do not start, stop, or change any medications or treatment based on information presented in this series. In an emergency, contact the appropriate emergency services. And remember, helping someone should never automatically mean taking away who they are. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and as always, a mustard seed is all I need. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm so excited about tomorrow. I really hope that you can join me. Tomorrow is letter E. Stay on to the very end, because I've got a bonus E, the emergency kit. Give yourself a hug. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.